People take immense pride in the part of town they live in, whether it's downtown or the north side, the south side, the east side, or my side, the west side. And Columbus is no exception. Today we're exploring a couple of great places on the west side of Columbus, starting with a restaurant that's been around since the 1960s. York Steakhouse started out as a chain restaurant concept, with restaurants popping up in cities as well as in shopping malls. Today, it's the last one standing. Our very own producer, George Levert, heads over there to find out the secret to its success.
We are here at York Steakhouse, the last York Steakhouse. And I'm here with the owner, Jay Batin. And Jay, I want to thank you this morning for taking some time to be with us.
Sure.
We're going to jump right into this. I'm going to read something here that I saw online about this restaurant. Old school throwback offering a salad bar and American mains and desserts in a buffet style setup. Is that a fair assessment of York Steakhouse?
The only exception is the salad bar. As you can see, at one time we had a salad bar out here in the middle of the dining room. COVID kind of changed all that. We took it out. We still have it, but we have it on the service line. So we call it our salad station now. It's included with all our dinners.
This York Steakhouse has withstood a lot, and it's still here. Did you ever think you'd still be here?
I started in 1980. At that time, the restaurant and the company was in full gear. There was probably about 180 restaurants, and I ran it for about 9 years working for the company. It's funny, in the early days, I used to think, working for the company just as a manager, trainee, or whatever, could I ever become president of this company? One day I finally did, but I'm the head busboy, the owner,
Sure.
Cook, everything these days.
So that was 1989. You must have had a vision, because about that time, these York Steakhouses were in the malls, different malls here in Columbus, and they kind of got engulfed by the food court and the food courts that came in the malls. And so York Steakhouse stopped being a viable place to go in the mall. But you still said, I'm going to push through with this one. What made you do that?
Well, times changed. Back in the 70s, a lot of people, Friday night, Saturday, you would go to the shopping mall. You'd do some shopping, you might see a movie, there were movie theaters, and hopefully you ate at York Steakhouse. And so those were our prime days. But then as time went on, the mall traffic kind of dropped. Just like here in Columbus, the major malls were Northland Mall, Eastland Mall, Westland Mall. But I was fortunate because I was one of the few Yorks that were built as a freestanding unit. And so as some of these older malls closed up, we were still a viable place to go to eat, and we were always a destination restaurant, no doubt. Thankfully for me, that was a good thing to have a freestanding and not in the malls. It's worked out good.
Would you be considered a family-owned business?
Sure. Yeah, I'm kind of fortunate because we still kind of have that chain look, you might say, that was from the early 70s and on, and yet we run it as kind of the mom and pop York, steakhouse. It's amazing. I have customers that eat in here 2-3 times a week. So for me, that's great.
Your menu, I looked at your menu, it's pretty basic, and I mean that in a good way, and it's refreshing to see. Not only in the content of the menu, but the prices of the menu. I had a steak yesterday that the steak alone was what a whole meal here would cost. How do you do that, Jay? How do you keep prices down? You're playing with the big boys in those other steakhouses. How do you do that?
Well, one of the advantages, I'm not paying for a big headquarters somewhere. I have to support my family and my staff and those at work. So you have to try to bring everything to the bottom line. I'm not in the prime location, you might say. We're still on the west side here. It's not that it's an Easton area or Polaris or whatever, but my rent's affordable, and so it's been a good situation. I've raised a family, I've been able to keep things going, no debt, and so that part's nice.
So who are your customers? Who are the customers who come in, and where do they come from?
Honestly, they come from all over, but Obviously, we have a good, strong base here locally. You know, York's always had signature items on our menu that people remember us by, and there's no doubt our sautéed sirloin tips, they're always going to be our #1 dinner. Nothing even comes close. But so that's our main meal. Also, we have like our honey glazed chicken. Honey glazed chicken became real popular with us. We have a baked fish almondine. All those menu items, people say, "Oh, I remember that." But what's funny is a lot of people say, "I remember the number 4," because in the beginning, there were only 4 or 5 items on our menu. But the number 4 was just this little chopstick patty, 4-ounce patty on one of our nice dinner rolls. And they just remember that as a kid or younger in their age, getting that when they came in. And then with our signature steak fries, you don't see those too often anymore, but they're thicker fries. So those are what people remember more about. I think we're one of those restaurants that when you have kids, you start out maybe at McDonald's or whatever, and that's all good. But maybe you want to introduce them to more of a family sit-down restaurant. And York is a good place to come. You're not quite feeling like you're in a 4-star Cameron Mitchell restaurant, which I love. But on the other hand, it introduces them to more of the environment, and yet you feel comfortable with kids too. We've always been lucky to be kind of in that middle segment where if times are bad, maybe instead of eating at a higher end restaurant, you might come to York. But when times are good, maybe instead of eating fast food, you're going to step up to York Steakhouse. So we're kind of nice to be right there in the middle.
You mentioned a little bit about COVID. What did you do when COVID hit a place like this?
You know, that was tough, and it's one of the toughest times in my whole career. I mean, it was a Sunday night watching TV, and I came across said, all restaurants will be closed tomorrow. Well, I had just finished probably the 2 biggest weeks of my career.
Your whole career, this whole thing from starting in Grove City, working at a bakery, and then coming here, working for York Steakhouse, and then taking over one. This has been a natural progression, we would say.
You know, I've always been in food. I worked at a grocery store as a young kid for about 4 years, and then at the bakery. I got married 2 months before I started with York. Luckily, I've had a wife that's been very understanding of the business and always has supported me all through the years. And I've had 3 kids. They've all worked here for me all through school and college. So it's nice, and I even have a son still working for me. So they've been very supportive. I've been very fortunate to have that type of support around me. It's been good.
Jay, we want to thank you for taking time to talk to us today, and we hope the York Steakhouse will continue to go on this nostalgic place that does not need to be forgotten. So we thank you.
Well, thanks, George. Appreciate it.
Continuing our journey through the west side of Columbus, next we're heading to the Hilltop, where I grew up. The area's industry and residents have greatly contributed to the development of Columbus. Architectural historian Jeff Darby checks out a few of the sites that have had a significant impact.
We've just crossed the Cider River, and we're entering really what's the most historic part of the Columbus area, Franklinton, the west side of the river. Settled in 1797, so it predates Columbus by about 15 years. And there are a few historic buildings left. We're passing the Harrison headquarters, said to be the headquarters of William Henry Harrison, our famously short-lived U.S. president from Ohio, during the War of 1812 while he was commanding military units. And behind it is the Lucas Sullivan Land Office. Sullivan was a surveyor for the United States government and sold off land parcels in this area from that little brick building. As we head west on Broad Street and begin to head up the hill out of the Scioto River Valley, the hilltop on the right side, the north side of the old National Road, West Broad Street, is where the State Hospital for the Insane was built in 1877. It was an enormous building and dominated the hilltop, and was a reason that part of this area developed fairly quickly. As we visit this area, we're going to meet with an expert on the history of the old State Hospital. Hello, Gary.
Hey Jeff, how you doing?
Oh, just fine. Good to see you.
Good
How
to
are
see you. I'm doing just fine.
Well, I'd love to hear the story of the old state hospital.
You know, it's an amazing story. A lot of people don't realize that this actually was the second hospital. The
Okay.
first one was downtown between Washington Avenue and Parsons. It was built in 1838.
Okay.
Legislation passed in 35 to build a new one.
This was a facility for people with mental
The word was lunatic asylum.
yeah, those are all kind of pejorative terms today, but they were clinical terms in
They
those
were
days.
the terms of the day back
Yeah,
in then.
yeah.
I know it sounds kind of callous nowadays, but that's the way
Yeah,
it was. Tragically, in 1868, the building caught fire. So after the building burned down, they tried to rebuild it, and they decided not to. They purchased land here from William Sullivan Estate. He was
Okay.
the son of Lucas Sullivan,
Right,
one of
yes,
his sons.
right.
They purchased it for $100,000, like 304 acres. It was built on the design called the Kirkbride design,
Okay.
named after Thomas Kirkbride. He was one of the founding members of the American Psychiatric Association.
And what did that design involve?
Design it started like a big center area, and everything branched out through it, so you could add wings into the hospital.
Okay.
Then the center part would go straight back.
And I think
So-
I read until construction of the Pentagon during World War II, this was the largest building in the country under a single roof.
Under a single roof.
That
It was
was-
the largest building.
It was really
Yeah,
something.
Yeah.
Well, and it was a really prominent building. How many stories was it? It was pretty
It
tall.
was actually about 4 stories. Residents were on like 3 floors. It had living quarters for everybody, like the doctors, the superintendent, and everything. In this heyday, it was kind of like a little city within the city. It was self-sufficient, had its own power system. It had its ice house, piggeries and chicken houses, greenhouses and everything.
Well,
So-
would people living here, they would work in those places?
Yeah, a lot of patients did work here until roughly around about the late 70s and 80s. The patient rights system came in, so we had do away a lot of patient labor. But
This must have been a major source of employment for people, too. Once it was built, I'm sure there were many people working here.
I would say that most of them probably lived out here on the west side.
And that would have had to help
That would
development
have
on
helped
the
the
west side. in terms
economy on the west side, and
people
everything.
moving here, people building businesses.
Yeah, when I started to work here, there was lots of people that still walk to work and
sure,
everything and
sure.
stuff like that.
And it
Yeah.
lasted until,
The last bit of it was tore down in 1991.
okay.
One of the downfalls, I believe, of the hospital's demise was it wasn't taken care of and everything. It just deteriorated and everything.
Yeah, sometimes public entities aren't necessarily the best stewards. So it's important, isn't it, to preserve information like this in the memory of a place like this?
Oh yes, it's important to keep all history alive. I mean, they had nowhere to go. We as the employees took care of the patients. You may not like it in the past what they did, but it was part of history. We can't change history.
Well, it's hard to know where you're going if you don't know where you're coming from.
Right. The state hospitals are part of our history.
Part of our story.
That's
Well, I
right.
want to thank you for telling me so much and
You're quite welcome.
really enlightening me about a really important institution.
You're more than welcome.
And I have to head off to Westgate Park and look at some more of the hilltops. So
Okay.
many thanks.
Okay.
Talk to you
Take
again
care.
sometime.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Be good. Okay.
Hi, Dave. How are you?
Good to meet you, Jeff.
Good to meet you. Thanks so much for having me out today to learn about Westgate.
Well, thanks for coming out.
Well, we're here in the park, and it's obviously wonderful open space, but
Yes.
this must have been wildland at one point. Tell me about the
Absolutely.
history of development here.
Okay, well, the west side, it started out as land that Lucas Sullivan held not long after the Revolutionary War. He was the founder of Franklinton,
Right.
and actually he owned a lot of this land. In fact, where we are now was owned by one of his sons. There wasn't a whole lot of development for a number of years until actually about the time of the Civil War. We had a couple of camps downtown or near downtown, but they weren't large enough to hold all the troops that were going to be mustering in. So actually what started development out here was Camp Chase.
Okay.
Where over 100,000 Union troops got their start here at Camp Chase. And actually, not only was it a Union mustering center and training ground, it also then became a Civil War prisoner of war camp for Confederate soldiers. And we still have the one remnant of Camp Chase is, of course, the Confederate Cemetery that exists over on 2900 Sullivan Avenue.
I'm assuming the park was created and then housing developed around it. Is that a correct assumption?
It was a combination of both. The West Side community really began to expand after the big flood of 1913 that pretty much altered the course of Franklinton's history.
Well, it washed them kind of uphill to the hilltop.
Exactly.
To put it crudely.
And folks had gradually migrated in this direction as Columbus had grown, but it was, of course, after that you really saw the development out here.
Well, getting down to things that I look at, tell me about some of your historic architecture.
Okay. The two most notable items of architecture would be these. First of all, the Great Western Shopping Center, which was a Don Casto development, used to have the Great Walk of Wonders. And then the other is the actual structure of West High School, which was built in 1929. And the school was developed as a prototype for American high schools. And the architect of the high school was none other than Howard Dwight Smith, who, of course, is the same individual who designed Ohio Stadium.
Right. Was there a lot of development during World War II? Because there's a lot of West Side industrial development, isn't there?
But that industrial development occurred just after World War II. Three major employers came to the West Side. There was General Motors, which was the biggest. At one time, there were over 6,000 good-paying jobs that the plant over on Georgesville Road. There was also the Westinghouse plant, and Westinghouse employed just over 3,000 people at its peak. And then finally, the third was International Harvester, and that employed over 1,000 people at its peak. So between the three of them, they provided 10,000 really good blue-collar type jobs for the West Side.
Now that's changed because none of those plants is still here.
That's
I mean,
exactly
the buildings might be, but they aren't the same businesses.
Well,
I'm guessing they don't have the same level of employment.
And that's exactly right. And that's made it very, very difficult economically for a good portion of the West Side of Columbus. The GM plant was completely leveled, and they completely redid the grounds there, and obviously that's a brand new building. And that's provided about 1,000 jobs out here, but that's not the same as 6,000.
Well, do you find people moving in because they see it as a desirable neighborhood, even if they work elsewhere? People are pretty mobile these days.
Well, this is true. And the one really good thing about the West Side of Columbus and the Hilltop area is that it's affordable by most people. Number two is it's accessible. It's close to everything. I mean, we're less than a 10-minute drive from downtown. And what we've seen is this become very much an immigrant community as well, simply because the housing is affordable. So it has become now also very much an immigrant community, as well as a community of folks who've been here for generations.
I've learned so much about the neighborhood, and thank you so much for coming out and telling me about it. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
A little further west of Columbus is Springfield, Ohio, which has a significant history of its own. One of the stories involves a lady by the name of Hattie Mosley, who became an activist during the Civil Rights Movement. She had such an impact that she was honored by a local mural artist. We'd like to thank our partners at the Ohio History Connection for sharing this next story.
My name's Tom Stafford, and I wrote the story about the Hattie Mosley mural here in Springfield. Resistance is a common past in every society. It gets rediscovered, I think, at moments of greater resistance. And I think that's why people are interested in stories about Hattie.
Springfield in the 1920s was a large industrial city and became a very attractive community during the Great Migration for African American families moving north. Hattie's one of those members of the Great Migration, right? She's looking for that better opportunity. But when she arrived, she found that it was a town that had a lot of the same conditions she was, fleeing from. There was strong racism here in Springfield. The Klan was growing in popularity. It was not just a group that was fighting against African Americans. It was also very anti-Catholic. Two immigrant groups that were moving into the community in those years.
The Klan's presence was very important in Springfield. They were kind of equal opportunity haters. Of course, that's the key to the Hattie Mosley story, and that's one of the things that makes it so interesting, is that she immediately gets engaged in an anti-segregation campaign, most likely because, of course, she knew the experiences of segregation.
The reality is we still don't know so much about Hattie, but what we do know is extraordinary.
My name is Diantha Applin, and I'm the great niece of Hattie Mosley. Hattie's story is important because of her fight she did for the school system, for Fulton school system, when she fought to desegregate that school. That's why she's really well known.
One thing interesting about this is that it's, like most historical stories, it's more nuanced. In addition to having the idea of whether we were going to have a segregated school at Fulton Elementary, there was also the offer on the behalf of the board, and actually was proposed by black people in Springfield, to find a way to have black teachers in the schools.
The school district was interested in having an all-black school, even though that by the state constitution was illegal. And it was a charge actually led by members of the black community who actually wanted to see a segregated school.
My reading of it is that a couple of school board members, later to be shown as Klans folks, tried to take advantage of that to create a segregated school system, starting with Fulton Elementary. And that's where Hattie got involved in the protests, because she had seen the strengths and the difficulties of segregation in Georgia, where she had come from.
This is the original Fulton School. This is the entrance to the school. The school is really derelict now, but just looking at the building and imagining this is where my aunt had her biggest fight, I know my aunt stood her ground.
Hattie's in some ways a role player in that early Fulton boycott. If she didn't do anything else, we might not know her name in those ways, but she was active. We know what she was doing in that boycott and that protest. She was actually focused on registering women to vote. This is not long after women gained the right to vote in the United States, and Hattie knew that the vote was power. She knew that that gave African Americans, specifically African American women, voice that they had not had before, and with voice came power.
She would really fight for you. Fight for something that she knew was right, fight for what she felt like would be equal for African Americans. She would fight for that.
Oh, it's never stopped being important, but it's really important today. I think when we can focus on role models, these mentors in a way, it's really powerful. And I think it also points out to people that the issues we're facing today are not new, right? We've been facing these as a nation for, well, since our founding, but certainly since the 1920s. A lot of the things that Hattie was fighting against in the 1920s, she would still be fighting against them today because things have not changed.
In celebrating what Hattie Mosley did, the mural also bears witness to what she had to overcome. That's a universal in human behavior for all times of history. You can't have one of those things without the other. It's the way human progress works.
This is one of my favorite buildings in Columbus, Ohio. It is now the Ohio Supreme Court building. It was completed in 1933. However, if you would walk around the building, you would find 1932 on it. What had happened is right before it was supposed to open, there was this tremendous gas explosion that kind of ruined a lot of the front of the building and unfortunately killed some of the construction workers that were working on the building. And that's why it opened a year later after the repairs. But in my opinion, this is one of the finest examples of Art Deco architecture in a public space. And a lot of the people of Columbus have never been in the building. I asked this question many times over the years when I've given tours of downtown Columbus, have you been in this building? And the majority of people have not. It is a working court today, so if you did want to visit the building, you would have to go Monday through Friday, normal business hours, and have to go through security and everything else. But it's certainly a sight to be seen inside, and everything celebrates Ohio in this building. And it is a great architectural landmark that we have in Columbus. And in my opinion, if somebody would ask me, I only have a few hours to stay in Columbus, what should I see? Most people would say the Ohio State House. I would say the Ohio Supreme Court building because it's just a fascinating building to look at.
Thanks for being with us. And remember, you can catch all our episodes on columbusneighborhoods.org. Plus, see our stories on the WOSU mobile app. And you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and X. We'll see you back here next week on Columbus Neighborhoods.